some of the reindeer in this group are actually green deer. They've eaten charcoal cookies, and the players, so we need to face these three. So as Holly is finishing off this story, three of these green deer, or the three green deer that are in the group, start to come out, and we've got to do something to take care of them. So, roll initiative. Our green deer are going to be at 9. Okay, and here are our... So we've got 1, 8, 17, 8, and 14. Okay, so we've got muzzle, neck, green deer, dewlap, talon, stifle, and tail. So I think, yeah, they move in, and I think that because they're... Oh, well, I'm sorry. Actually, they start to move, and we see them, and so we're going to react. So Muzzle the Fox Bard. Let's see what Muzzle has. Yeah, what the hell. Okay, so Muzzle is going to cast Vicious Mockery. The green deer is going to have to do a wisdom save at -2. Spell DC is 13. So that actually does not succeed. So let's see. The central deer is going to take 1d4 psychic damage. Where are my d4s? There's a d4. And 3. So this central deer, green deer right here, Muzzle viciously mocks them. You look, that green, you look ill. that green is so gross, it's making me want to puke. Okay, so, and then the next up is Neck the Badger. So we're going to do 2 attempts to do, and one is a 1d6, and one is a 1d8. I'm going to do 2 weapon fighting, rushes up to this deer, and attacks with a versatile warhammer and a hand axe. And an 8. That's not going to... Oh, wait. Actually... No, that's not enough. So only hits for 1 plus 2, so 3 damage on this one. So Neck the Badger fighter attacks with mace or warhammer, and the warhammer misses, but the hand axe comes around and gives a little slice, causing it to sort of reel back. Now the green deer attack. So I think this green deer right here is going to run up to the bard and is using charge, and charge is going to give it advantage if it moves more than 15 feet on its antler attack, and so it's going to attack with the antler against the bard, and that's AC 13. So let's do, it's +0 1d8. That is a 1. That's a horrible fumble. I think the green deer sort of skids and sort of flies just past the bard as sort of a fumble. And then this one, I think, is just going to run up, do the same thing against a red. That's Dewlap the Paladin. Oh, that's going to be tough. Okay, but we're going to try. We're going to give it a try. AC 18. Ow, that's gonna hurt. Oh, and I forgot to roll advantage. Well, I'm gonna skip that one from the last one. That was my bad. But even with advantage, it's a 6 or a 3. Totally misses Dewlap. And then this green deer is gonna go ahead and attack our neck badger fighter and see what we can do with that. That's also AC 18. There's no advantage, and we're gonna use the bite, I think. Instead of the antler attack. That is a 17 plus 5 to hit. That does actually have enough to hit. So that's 3 piercing against neck. And that is all of the green deer's turns. Dewlap is up. So Dewlap just got attacked and is going to, turn around and return the favor. I think we're going to, I think we're just going to do our greatsword. Plus 5 to hit. It's a d6 plus 3. Okay, let's give it a try. That is a natural 1, so that's a fumble. I think the greatsword, the green deer is trying to bite, I think Dewlap is slightly off balance, and the greatsword falls to the ground. And Talon, our ranger, is probably going to give a good try at using that longbow to attack probably this one. So let's do a d20 and a d8 plus 5 to hit. That's only 10. That's not nearly enough to hit, and so that is a miss. An arrow flies off. Stifle the Rogue is over here, and this green deer flew off, and so now he's flanking. Stifle is going to take advantage for flanking and try and do a sneak attack. 1d6 with a short sword, and then a regular second attack, 2-weapon fighting with a dagger. That was a 17, so that's plenty. The 9 plus, I think that's enough to hit as well. So actually both the short sword hits with a sneak attack, and then the dagger coming right off that also hits for a total of 15, and that is on this one. Not enough to get it down to 0. Okay, and now Tail the Weasel Wizard. I'm gonna roll an insight, or see how do I learn? There's a thing about this that I need to learn, and so I need to figure out a way. I think I'm just going to, for the sake of this adventure, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this sort of insight to the wizard. The wizard has some of the winter rations and is going to try to distract with some of the dried cranberries and sugar cookies and jerky, is going to try and just sort of wave that in front of the green deer and try and distract it from its attack. Actually, okay, no, this is even better. So what happens is Tail the Weasel Wizard tries to cast a spell, but mistakenly grabs the winter rations instead of their components, and so has this pile of stuff and ends up waving it in front of the green deer's face, and the green deer sort of like takes a snap to get that out of my face, old man, you nasty old weasel wizard, and bites into it. And one of them is a tasty sugar cookie without any coal, and when this green deer tastes that, it sort of transforms strangely and quickly. The green sort of drops out of its pallor, out of the way it looks, and it switches quickly, goes de-hulks and sort of melts into a regular reindeer, one of the magical reindeer, but without a bad attitude. It sort of snuffles and looks around, and so I think the wizard is like, sees that and tries to formulate what just happened. Let's go ahead and do doesn't know something about, it's something about what happened. Yells out some winter rations, something caused this green deer to change back. So Muzzle the Fox Bard. Yeah, so we've got winter rations on the wizard. None of the other stuff really works well. I think we're going to do 2-weapon fighting with the rapier and the dagger against this green deer right here. That's a 1 and a 9. Oh, the 9 is actually enough. So the rapier misses, but the dagger, the second attack, does 4, 6. So we do another 6. Neck the Badger Fighter is on here. I guess we're going to do the 2-weapon fighting. Okay, so that's a natural 20. with the Warhammer, and a 13 is enough to hit with the hand axe. So that's 8. Okay, that's green deer number 3, and that's going to be more than, well, actually, hold on. Yeah, that's enough. So this green deer drops down to 0 and then dehulkifies. So Neck the Badger shouts back. When you get them to 0, they go back to normal. So we've got 1 green deer left. So this green deer is going to turn around and attack that stupid bard with. It's just going to be a bite. So we're going to try a bite, and it's a 1d8. That's a 2. That's nowhere near enough. Sort of tries to tromp with the last of its little effort, and it sees that these other ones, I think actually, it's going to bite, but then it's going to, but then it's going to move. It's going to run 60 feet. It's going to leap up and try and hide in these other reindeer. That's going to be an opportunity attack from, from Stifle and the Bard. Okay, so opportunity attack from Stifle. Short sword. Oops, 1d6, not. And that's a natural 1, fumbles and drops the short sword. Muzzle Bard is going to do rapier. And that's a 2. Totally misses. So the reindeer goes and hides, runs into the other reindeer and disappears. Dewlap, let's see. Dewlap is on this reindeer and sees the other reindeer run by, right? So let's do a perception check. Oh, let's give with advantage. It's got to be it's a I don't know, it's like a DC 18 or something like that. Okay, DC 12. Let's take a really quick look at Dewlap. Perception +1. So not enough. So Dewlap sort of tries to run after and loses the green deer in the mess. So Talon is up. Talon is going to go and try to perceive. Let me really quickly, hold on a second. Favorite enemy, beasts. Nice. Okay. So Talon's favored enemy is a beast, and these are actually beasts. So we're going to get an advantage on tracking. So we're going to try to track the green deer. That is a natural 20 on that one. So totally notices, sees the trail of hoofs marks and is able to see that. I think that means we're going to do Hunter's Mark. So we're going to cast Hunter's Mark. Let's really quickly remind ourselves. So this is Hunter's Mark. Choose a creature you can see within range and mystically mark it as your curry. So we're going to deal an extra 1d6. So Hunter's Mark, and that's a bonus action. I don't think it's fair to be able to attack at the same time that I did that tracking, but we did cast it, and so we know where they are. Blue, the cat rogue, is going to run up and try and perceive where this creature is at. It's only a +1. Nope, that's a 3. So Stifle is like, where'd it go? So Stifle ran up here and is trying to find it. And just can't quite find it in there. Tail the Weasel Wizard. Magic Missile. Do I have to create that you can see within range? Yeah, okay. So I can't make it do that. It'd be at disadvantage. Yeah, I don't see that there's a way. So I guess we're just gonna have to do a straight perception roll and try and see if we can see where this green deer is at. Ooh, that's a 19. That is plenty. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cast Magic Missile. And that's going to be, well, it's at first level. So it's going to be 1d4 + 1. Wait, but it's 3. Yeah, it's 3 of them. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 damage on this last green deer. Which one was that? That was the middle one, right? Okay, so that is actually enough to take that green deer down to 0. So the wizard casts, really peers into the group and sees like a glint of green, and then casts magic missile and 3 darts and go and smack right into that green deer, and this green deer switches, dehulkifies into a regular deer. So we've learned a few things about this adventure now. I think everyone's going to sort of regroup and talk to Holly. The deer are going to get lined up and reharnessed to the sled. Packages are going to get repiled and reloaded. We've turned all the deer back into regular deer, loaded it up, and we're getting ready to go. So now we need to find out how to get this going. Holly says, I have no idea how to fly this thing. I only know how to crash it. I don't know the way back to Santa's workshop, and you guys are you adventurers are going to have to figure this out. We're going to try and work the compass, and we're going to try and control the reindeer. Okay. So we've got the compass, and we're going to do intelligence DC 13 and an animal handling. Let's take a look really quickly at our characters and just sort of see what we've got. I think the Fox Bard is going to have to do animal handling, and Tail the Wizard is going to do Arcana. And it doesn't look like we really have anyone else with Arcana. Now there's nothing bad that happens based on this. So, I mean, we should basically be able to buy at 20. But we're going to do a DC 13 Arcana check. Arcana plus 5. Come on. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's 16. So we made the Arcana check. We figured out how to do the compass. Tail did. And now we're going to do Muzzle the Fox Bard is going to try to do an animal handling at plus 2. It's a DC 13. Wow. So that was an 11 plus the 2 that we got for our, jack of all trades. Just manages to do what we need in order to do this check. So we do manage to do both. We are able to use the magical compass, and we're able to control the reindeer, and we manage to fly this. We get everything loaded, and we manage to fly off, and we head towards the North Pole.